Sponsored by Rally Radio Link and Shell Oils, the Mewla National Stages is round 7 of the AC Delco Astra Challenge for 1985. The Mewla is held completely on tarmac, as a result of which it's probably the fastest of the rallies during the course of the season. It's brought out Phil Collins to defend his title as the King of the Ranges. Among his challengers, Bob Fowden with the big 3.5-litre Rover, while Mark Lovell is setting out to gain valuable championship points. Dennis Moody, with experience across the ranges here, is another man out perhaps for outright victory. So too is the First Lady of British rallying, Louise Aitken-Walker. Alan Edwards has the unusual 6-cylinder 4-wheel drive Escort here. A lot of power in a small package. While Bill Doby is somewhat unfamiliar with the stages and must basically therefore be looking for a good points score. Willie Rutherford in the Ford RED Sierra Turbo is obviously a man who must be looking for outright victory too. Equally, George Marshall with the Nissan could provide an upset in this a tarmac stage which is very quick indeed. But the real dark horse of the rally has to be Motoring News champion Gwyndef Evans with the single overhead camshaft 2-litre Manta. The Group A category this year has been a real battle between the GM Dealer Sport cars. Stuart Nichols, last year's Astra champion, has been fighting every inch of the road with Simon Davidson. But the real giant-killing act has been done by the Parkinsons. They have proved that the little Nova Corsa is on terms with virtually anything. Currently leading this year's AC Delco Astra Challenge, Tony Saddington has enlisted the help of the experienced Alistair Roberts to help him over the stages here. But in turn, everyone here has to offset the experience of Kim Kirk on tarmac. This could potentially make him the fastest man. Steve Bamber, partnered by Duncan Forrester, is also having a good season. While David Beasley, coming up next, having gone so well in the 2 Astra races, could obviously be something of a dark horse in a tarmac rally. This also applies to Steve Easton. He's proved himself to be quite competitive on tarmac too. Conversely, John Thompson's performance on the circuits has been very disappointing indeed. He has to go well here to stay in the hunt for the championship. Graham Newby has failed to live up to his early promise, but perhaps with the advantages of pace notes, this may be a different story. On now to late afternoon, and Phil Collins is hustling along here with the Manta, determined to take success. As they come to Fourways Bridge, Collins is proving that he knows the range well and is beginning to set a pace that the others are finding difficult to follow. But that pace is beginning to tell on the opposition. The Rover here is showing a smokescreen that could well lead to its early demise. Not for the first time, Mark Lovell is showing canny progress, not so interested in outright victory, but in points. Dennis Moody hustles the escort along and is definitely on the pace, also on the grass. Rutherford, meanwhile, takes the RED Sierra right up to wastegate chatter as usual. Second overall, and maintaining a remarkable pace for the 2-litre single overhead camshaft Manta, Gwyneth Evans is proving his worth here. Saddington, in spite of the help of Alistair Roberts, is a little subdued and not showing on the leaderboard at this stage. It's Kim Kirk who's showing the Astra pace here. Beasley too is in the top 5, living up to that promise that we expected him to show on tarmac. Easton is not in the top 5 and seemingly is having some problems. Steve Bamber has already had an off on the second stage. He's now not going to get himself too far up the order, but must drive on for points. Thompson, well on the pace with the old-style car. But it's Graham Newby who's really having a fine rally at the present time and pressing on hard in second place. As afternoon eases to evening and to night, Newby eases himself into the lead for 2 stages, ahead of Kirk, Beasley, Thompson and Saddington. At service on this cold, wet and windy night, Kirk has regained the lead. But there have been other changes on the board too. David Beasley has had a time-consuming puncture, while Thompson has put himself well and truly back in the frame with some good fast times. He's moved up to 3rd place behind Graham Newby. In 4th place now, young Warren Hunt, having the drive of his year and partnered by the experienced John Billett. Jeff Sharp too is another man now to be showing his nose in and among the results. The Saddington-Roberts partnership still has a great deal to do. They're only up to 5th so far. As the cars go back out onto the ranges, they check their times with the series coordinator, Andrew Dearden. Here, getting the book right, is David Beasley and Graham Bulmond. and away they go. They're replaced by John Thompson and Alan Reidhalch. But soon it's back onto the stages again for the last round, and away they go.
All right, okay.
It's Phil Collins, once again, who's making his presence felt. And in this particular event, it would appear that he has things now nicely sewn up and in the bag. He's led right the way from the start and continues to do so to the finish. Lovell, in the Nissan, goes on to take valuable championship points, while Rutherford is proving that that 2-year layoff prior to this year has not really robbed him of his pace and is well in and among the leaders. The drive of the rally, however, has to be that of Gwyndaf Evans with the 2-litre Manta. An amazing performance. But it's on to the Astras now, with some dramatic happenings in the last few stages. Kim Kirk retires when a rotor arm breaks. Newby inherits the lead, but is caught unawares by a charging John Thompson. But it's Tony Saddington in the patchy fog who storms through into the lead. The final finishing order: Saddington first, Thompson second, Graham Newby third, and a fine drive by young Warren Hunt to finish fourth.